Hello, and welcome to another session of Dear Monica. Today I want to talk about stressors, how to identify stressors, and how to minimize your stressors. I know sometimes people are like, well, what exactly is stress, and how do I know what's stressing me? I don't feel stress. I don't think I'm being reactive to the stressors that are in my life, but in fact, we are. Sometimes stress can be emotional or mental strains resulting from life activities, demands from jobs, families, relationships, friendships. Those things can oftentimes place stress on you. How does your body manifest those stressors? Sometimes it can be physical manifestations, stomach aches, ulcers, headaches. Sometimes you have tense shoulders, tense arms. Sometimes you can feel those tensions building up in your muscles. Sometimes you have a loss of appetite from stress. Sometimes you also have an interruption in your sleep pattern. Sometimes you're like, I'm waking up off and on, and I'm not quite sure why I can't get enough sleep at night. Sometimes you feel very fatigued, just tired, like lack of energy, and you're not quite sure where that's coming from. It depends on what your stressors are, depending on how your body reacts, because we all are different and we all react differently to different things. Once you identify what is your stressor, what's causing you to have headaches or stomach aches or a loss of appetite or a lack of sleep, or for some people, they just want to sleep, too much sleep. Once you find out what those stressors are, you can kind of combat those physical manifestations as well as the mental manifestations. So, for instance, if you're like, well, every time I go to work, I just get this headache as soon as I pull up into the parking lot, identify what is causing that stress level for you at work. Is it demands for deadlines? Do you have so many things that you need to prioritize and you can't quite get a grip on what actually needs to be turned in and done when? Or could it be that you have relationship issues within the workplace? That may be something to look into as well. If there's a demanding boss, for instance, and your supervisor is just on you, on you, on you, like on you the minute you walk in to the minute you leave, and you're like, oh my God, what is it? What can I do? What is going on with me? Why am I feeling this way? Why do my stomach ache every time I walk into my cubicle or my office? That's a major indication of workplace stressors. Let's say your home life. Let's say there are things that you're struggling with as far as parenting with your kids, and you're just like, oh, I hate to go home because I wonder if I get a note from my son's teacher or my daughter's teacher. Has she left a message or an email for me? So those are some things that can cause stresses too. Anytime the phone rings, you're like, oh, is this school calling? What has my child done now? All of those things can place stresses on you. As far as relationships with your spouse or significant other, it could be tension from whatever it may be, communication, intimacy, and so coming home can present a stressor for you as well. You could be like, oh, I don't want to go home because we're going to get into another argument, something of that sort. So be careful in those things because those things can start to eat away at you. And the one thing I want you to do is to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself first. Identify what the stressors are and eliminate or decrease them. Find a way to cope with those stressors so that they won't take so much from you, so they won't drain you. Okay, so once you identify what your stressors are, let's talk about how to decrease them. Let's talk about how to eliminate them. If there's an issue at work with deadlines for a project, paperwork, write a list, prioritize. Write a list of what's the most important, what deadline comes first, and start going down the list like that. The second thing you can also do is if you're having an issue with a coworker or a supervisor, if your supervisor is just to you what you seem to be unbearable and you can't communicate, again, find a way to filter that. Like talk to your supervisor through lunch. Learn to break the ice. There are different things you can do to try to break the ice and try to set a different tone instead of that. demanding supervisor employee type of tone. So you might just want to pop in from time to time and say, hello, I just want to say good morning and see how your morning's starting off, and then just leave. That will start building a positive relationship with you and your supervisor. Also, for family life, children, spouse, again, communication is key. You will hear that theme run through my videos all the way through. Communicate, communicate, talk, talk, express yourself. It's okay. I know some people say, oh, I don't want to do any conflict. All conflict is not bad conflict. Just because you're expressing yourself doesn't mean it has to end up in an argument. So for your child, if you don't get a phone call for that day, or you don't receive an email, so that means, hey, my child has had a great day. Build on that and congratulate your child or give verbal praise. You can also fix like their favorite meal and say, hey, I see that you've had a great day today. I'm so very proud of you. How about let's eat your favorite meal for dinner, or let's go out to get some ice cream or something. And then that will start building that positive relationship for your child to behave in school and for the child to come back home and you two have a positive relationship instead of fussing and arguing. Spouse, this will also lead into another segment which I will post later on, but talk with your spouse, communicate whatever the issue is. Don't hold the grudge. Don't carry it on 2 and 3 days later. It's nothing like living in the house and no one's talking to each other. You're talking about stress that's built up pressure. So find a way to communicate to your spouse, even if y'all had a bad argument that morning. That was in the morning. It's afternoon time. It's evening time. Let it go. Come home and say, hey guys, how's everyone doing? Talk and say, hey sweetie, use terms of endearment. It helps break the ice. Hey sweetie, hey babe, hello honey, how was your day? I hope everything went well for you today. Invest in that time. Maybe they are stressed as well and can't communicate that. So therefore everyone is walking around snapping at each other, biting each other's heads off, and that's not good. It's not healthy. So again, hopefully these tips will help you. Diet and exercise also helps with stress. Meditation. Find some time to just deep breathe in and out and just meditate. Focus and tone everything out. Only focus on positive, serene thoughts. Use visual imagery. Think of yourself at a beach. So those things will help you also decrease stress. Exercise is wonderful. Um, I exercise. I may not feel like exercising, but I do feel well after I exercise. It does help. Sometimes you have to tune yourself out, even if it's just sitting in the closet or going into your bathroom and just closing your eyes and thinking of your last fun vacation that you had. Those things help out tremendously. Again, I hope this all helps. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for emailing. I truly appreciate my supporters. I know my hair looks different. I'm sorry. I apologize about that. But hey, I'm still Dear Monica. So again, thanks for this wonderful opportunity to listen, and I appreciate your time. Don't forget to share.